Hello, dear friends. I didn't make the video yesterday because I was too tired. Opinion piece. Planetary reset. The sinking. Peaceful transition. Collapse of society. Two versions of reset. Davos versus Galactic reset. New financial system. Abundance in the new reality. Let's start. The concept of planetary reset encompasses the idea of a profound transformation and complete restructuring of society to achieve a harmonious transformation and a golden future. It is proposed that this reset could cause significant changes in various aspects of human life by the year 2026. This reset implies a profound reconfiguration that could lead to a more equitable, supportive, and collaborative society. It is proposed as a possibility to redefine and reconstruct society in order to achieve a more prosperous future in harmony with the planet. This reset could be an opportunity to selectively rebuild positive aspects of humankind in the event of a planetary disaster, seeking inspiration from advanced galactic societies. This reset could involve fundamental changes in the way we interact with our environment, promoting cooperation and respect between individuals to create a more equitable and caring world. Social collapse. Social collapse refers to a drastic change in population size and political, economic, and social complexity over a considerable area over a prolonged period. This phenomenon can be a radical form of decadence that can be expressed in various ways and degrees, although not necessarily completely. The current collapse, for the first time in human history, has systemic scope. Collapse is considered to be a process that could occur quickly or slowly, and can be marked by stages that bring us closer to the abyss, with a moment in which the collapse becomes irreversible. The concept of collapse is not limited to a crisis or catastrophe, nor it is opposed to resistance, although often used interchangeably. Collapse destabilizes existing relationships, but does not necessarily end supportive activity between diverse individuals. Social collapse can be related to political crisis, war scenarios, and extreme phenomena, among other factors. Forecasts. Regarding projections about social collapse, some sources suggest that it could occur in a short time. To avoid future social collapse, various avenues have been proposed as ways to correct existing financial and social problems. According to Cobra, the old society has to collapse because it doesn't agree with the principle of light. In his opinion, this collapse should occur so that a new society can be born. This would be a guided revolution and rebirth of humankind. This was the situation before the health crisis. When the resources were exhausted, the dark forces created a situation to cushion their problem, but they have consumed all their energy and depleted the resources, so the collapse of the system at some point would be unavoidable. Revolution. There are several deadlines that can occur when the system crashes. We have Here we have social pressure that is accelerating and intensifying, and the dark forces are approaching the final moment. Pressure is actually human Kundalini energy. They are trying to push it down, and the energy builds up in people. At a certain point, the energy that has accumulated at the pressure that the weak are putting on reach the same level. That is the moment of change. It is the most important moment of the entire process because it determines what will happen next. This is the most chaotic time, but it may be the opportunity for a new rebirth. The forces of light know that time will come and are trying to guide the timeline in the most favorable way possible. They know it and understand the energy and dynamics very well. They know how to work with human Kundalini energy. There are several factors that affect Kundalini energy. Some are internal and some are external. The external factors are the activity of the galactic central sun and our physical sun. Every time we approach solar maximum, human Kundalini energy is activated. The sun will emit a massive wave of plasma and the solar particles activate human energy. That is why we have more revolutions and more protests during solar maximum. We are expected to be at the peak next year. The more pressure is exerted on human energy, the sooner that energy explodes. It is always a very quick process. If you consult a history book, you will notice that all revolutions were very quick events. The actual time of change is a few days, but as soon as it happens, it completely changes the entire political, industrial, and financial system. Pacific transition. Goddess energy for a peaceful transition. It is necessary to bring in the feminine energy of the goddess, because the moment has enormous potential for conflict. You must meditate to dissipate that violent energy, challenging the energy of the goddess to stabilize and harmonize the change. That won't block anything, but it will smooth out the transition. We have reached the point where the timing of change is unpredictable. The dark forces realized that the game was almost over. That is why they are trying to create another conflict that is not going to happen, but they want to manifest much more chaos and wars. Regardless of what you try to manifest, there is already enough consciousness on the planet, but there is not yet enough understanding of the old system. Dark forces are using the media to spread images of violence and war. People are exposed to these images and can talk about them, visualize them, and manifest them. They want people to imagine it, visualize it, be afraid of it, and pay attention to it. The optimal timeline is the ascension of the planet. The goddess energy is the most important to bring the peace that is needed at this time. Two resets. Davos reboot versus Galactic. Davos reset versus Galactic reset. The bad guys and the good guys have their own version of the reset. The dark forces are not creative. They have other people doing creative work for them. This is broadcast through the mainstream media, but they want to digitalize our lives. They want us all to use cell phones and use digital currency, because digital life is completely traceable. They can analyze and manipulate each of the activities with the cell phone, but we live in a physical world, not a digital world. One of the maintenance devices of the physical scalar matrix are cell towers. Phones are generators of individual scalar waves that maintain the darknet. Your cell phone can be useful and beneficial at times, but don't rely on it too much. It emits an unusual electromagnetic wave. Another layer is the Wi-Fi network. It can be scanned and three-dimensional images created from it. You can scan the room and see what we have and what we do in the room. This is how dark forces are monitoring the entire surface of the planet in real time. Just as we have a web of light, they have a web of darkness. All those technology companies and all those social networks are far from the spiritual world. Social networks do not encourage creativity. You take in a lot of information and process it every day, and you just focus on that. You don't have to be completely offline, but it's good to find the balance between the physical world and your digital life. New financial system. The upper echelons of the dark forces know that the sunburst is coming. They have been trying to crash the financial system and preparing a total surveillance system, which is the digital system. If the collapse happens in the current financial system, what they would do is ask you to download apps on your phone, bank accounts, and everything installed on your phone. But people are becoming aware of it and resisting. Another strategy would be to use physical cash as much as possible. The new financial system planned by the forces of light is backed by physical gold. Some of the gold came from the Philippines and some from Malaysia, some from Dagon families, and some of it was confiscated from a famous family. All the gold that was undermined will be the basis of the new financial system. Try to avoid credit cards and online payments because every online transaction is supported by their control system. Physical cash is a manifestation of abundance. All online transactions remain on mental plane, so they do not accelerate abundance. If you use physical money, you are helping physical manifestation. The dark forces want to create their own digital financial system, but the resistance movement has created their own quantum version that will override the dark system. Every time they try to cause a financial collapse and introduce central bank digital currencies, they realize that their system is broken because the resistance has taken over the system. The resistance has much more advanced quantum artificial intelligence technology that penetrates their underground bases to the surface to take over the internet and the banking system. Abundance. It is necessary to understand that the abundance on this planet is a very small fragment of the real abundance beyond the surface of the planet, and there is a star 50 light years away that is a complete diamond. Can you imagine how much money it is worth? This universe is full of abundance, both physical and spiritual. Both on this planet, there, this is poverty because the quarantine and the law of entropy. Mass without abundance can be controlled, but a mass with abundance cannot be controlled. People who have more money are happier because they can exercise their free will more freely. That's why they suffocate us with taxes. After the event, abundance will return to everyone and solve many problems. The important thing is that people who have such abundance must be prepared. They are used to being poor and will suddenly feel overwhelmed by the energy of abundance. Spiritual people are not used to handling so much money, so they will need to make the right decision. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.